Title: Fireproof. Plot summary. Act 1. Introduction to Trouble. The film opens with Caleb Holt, a firefighter in a small town, who is dedicated to his job but struggling with his personal life. He is married to Catherine, a woman who feels neglected and undervalued in their relationship. Caleb's world seems to revolve around the flames he fights daily, but outside the firehouse, his marriage is spiraling into a cold, destructive pattern. The audience witnesses verbal disputes between Caleb and Catherine, revealing a marriage fraught with communication breakdowns, misunderstandings, and apathy. Catherine, feeling alone and unloved, begins to consider divorce. As tensions mount, Caleb's father, John Holt, learns about his son's crumbling marriage. Concerned for both Caleb and Catherine, he decides to reach out and offer help. John shares his own rocky relationship with Caleb's mother and explains the principles of love and commitment he learned through his marriage trials. He gives Caleb a book titled, The Love Dare, a 40-day challenge designed to help him rediscover principles of love and sacrifice. Act 2. The Love Dare. Initially resistant, Caleb begrudgingly agrees to start the Love Dare after John insists that he give his marriage one last shot before considering divorce. The dare's daily challenges push Caleb to open his heart and confront his feelings toward his wife. The first few dares seem straightforward: a note to give Catherine, showing kindness, making her breakfast, but Caleb's hardened heart makes these tasks feel insincere and frustrating. As Cal continues with the dares, small changes begin to emerge. He attempts to display selflessness and begins to relate to Catherine on a deeper level. Caleb finds himself praying for his wife, beginning to soften his once frigid demeanor. However, Catherine remains stubborn, weary from years of disappointment, and exceedingly skeptical of Caleb's transformation. Instead of responding positively, she sees Caleb's attempts as mere superficial changes. While navigating their relationship issues, the film intersperses dramatic fire scenes that highlight Caleb's bravery at work and his commitment to saving lives, which starkly contrasts with his failures at home. Scenes at the firehouse reveal camaraderie and brotherhood among firefighters, and sense of purpose, yet it is evident that Caleb's personal life struggles overshadow these achievements. Act 3. Closure and Revelation. As the days of the Love Dare pass, Caleb begins to see the value in loving his wife, but just as he starts to feel real change within, Catherine receives attention from another man, a charming coworker named Eddie. This throws Caleb into further turmoil and heartbreak, testing his resolve. Faced with jealousy and fear of losing Catherine, Caleb digs deeper into centering his love through prayer, recommitting to the principles of the Love Dare. One pivotal moment comes when a raging house fire leads to a rescuing incident where Caleb displays his incredible bravery, saving a life at great personal risk. The event serves as a turning point for Caleb, illuminating the stark contrast between the bravery he exhibits as a firefighter and the vulnerability he is learning to express at home. Following the incident, Caleb is put face to face with his own flaws and realizes that love is about daily choices, sometimes hard choices. Throughout this struggle, the audience sees Caleb grow in humility and honesty. He undergoes a revival of self-reflection, looking into his relationship with his parents as well, recognizing the importance of legacy and the need to be better. The emotional climax is reached when Caleb's father shares an intimate moment, disclosing failures from his own life while encouraging Caleb that it is never too late to change. Act 4. Love Conquers All. The tension of a near divorce lingers, but Caleb's unwavering commitment through patience, persistence, and authentic love begins to soften Catherine. The real turning point occurs when Caleb, delighted by small successes, arrives at the moment where he must truly expose his heart. He orchestrates a heartfelt gesture, culminating in a romantic surprise alongside the Love Dare principles, which visibly impacts Catherine. This moment becomes pivotal as it revives dormant feelings within her. Here, in a significant scene filled with vulnerability, Caleb expresses genuine remorse for his past behaviors and his commitment to love Catherine unconditionally. He tells her that love is a choice he chooses every day, illustrating a heartfelt transformation he's undergone through the process of the Love Dare. Catherine, torn between fear and renewed hope, feels compelled to reconsider. She reciprocates his sentiments, revealing her own fractured dreams of their future. The climax unfolds at a pivotal moment when Caleb and Catherine have an earnest conversation, leading to an emotional reconciliation where both express their mistakes, love, and desire to rebuild their marriage. Act 5. Redemption and New Beginnings. The final act presents a montage of their reconciliation journey, little moments of rediscovery, shared laughter, deepening connection, and newfound faith blossoming in their relationship. Both Caleb and Catherine experience a shared growth that fosters forgiveness and opens up pathways for healing. Their bond strengthens through spiritual engagement, illustrating the importance of bringing back the divine aspect into marriage. The film culminates with a poignant gathering of the Holt family, celebrating not only the rekindling of Caleb and Catherine's love but also the resilience of love in general embraced by their community. As they commit to participating in small groups to help marriages in their town, the stories of hope ripple outward, suggesting that love is something that can be rekindled with dedication and genuine selflessness. In the final scenes, Caleb visits his father's grave, paying homage to the lessons learned and growing legacy of love. The story closes on a positive, hopeful note, reinforcing the central theme that love requires ongoing effort, sacrifice, and, most importantly, an understanding that real love always chooses to fight, even when faced with the flames of doubt. Conclusion. Fireproof is a powerful narrative showcasing the tumultuous journey of a couple on the brink of divorce who eventually learn that love is not just a feeling but a decision made daily. The gripping story highlights struggles, growth, and the redemptive power of love towards personal and relational transformation, leaving audiences with messages of hope and belief that through hard work and commitment, even the most broken relationships can be restored. Title: Fireproof. Scene 1. The Hansons' kitchen, morning. The sun peeks through the neatly drawn curtains of the Hansons' modern kitchen, its warm rays illuminating a space filled with warmth but shadowed by tension. A subtle hum of a coffee machine punctuates the silence, and the aroma of freshly brewed coffee wafts through the air. Catherine, mid-30s, stands by the counter, pouring herself a cup, her brow furrowed with concern. She glances at her husband, Caleb, who is seated at the table, engrossed in his phone. Caleb, a firefighter with thick, muscular build, usually brings a sense of strength to the room, but today, he is the epitome of distraction. Caleb, Catherine starts, her voice a mixture of frustration and longing. I'd like to talk about us. Can we just? Not now, Catherine, Caleb interrupts, still absorbed in his screen. I've got a lot on my mind. Just give me a minute. Catherine's shoulders droop, disappointment washing over her. She sets down her mug with a clink, and for a brief moment, their eyes meet. There's a flicker of recognition in his, but it dissipates as Caleb's focus returns to his phone. Silence fills the space again until Catherine says quietly, "We need to do something about our marriage." Caleb sighs, his irritation surfacing. "What do you want me to say? We're busy. Life's hectic." Scene 2. A fire station, afternoon. The fire station buzzes with energy as firefighters jokingly rib each other while gearing up for a training drill. Caleb, still preoccupied, stands apart from his colleagues, lost in thought. Enter Fire Chief August, a wise, older man with penetrating eyes that see beyond the smiles. He approaches Caleb, clapping a hand on his shoulder. "Son, I've seen the way your mind drifts. What's troubling you?" August's voice holds a gentle authority, laced with concern. Caleb shakes his head, forcing a smile. "Just the usual stuff, Chief." "Not quite," August replies, eyes narrowing slightly. "I can see it. You're struggling at home, aren't you?" Caleb denies it too quickly, but his eyes betray him. August leans in, lowering his voice. "You know, marriage is like a fire. It needs tending, otherwise, it burns out. What are you doing to keep yours alive?" Caleb hesitates but nods, appreciating the wisdom. "I don't know how to fix it." August takes a moment, his gaze steady. "I have a book I want you to read. It's called The Love Dare. It helps you recognize what love really is, not just in words but in action. But remember, it takes effort." Scene 3. The living room, later that evening. Catherine is strewn across the couch, flicking through the channels, when Caleb finally walks in. He carries the book, The Love Dare, under his arm like a shield against confrontation. Hey," he says awkwardly, avoiding her gaze as he plops down next to her. "Is that what I think it is?" Catherine's tone is curious but guarded. "Just something the chief recommended," Caleb replies, flipping the book open, his voice absent of enthusiasm. Catherine sets down the remote and turns to him fully, her eyes scrutinizing. Do you think reading some book is going to solve our problems? Caleb feels the pressure in her words, but he has no answers. It's a start, right? Just give me time. Catherine rolls her eyes but doesn't argue further. Instead, she leans back, sighing loudly, the weight of their unresolved issues heavy in the air. Scene 4. Caleb's journey, montage sequence. The montage begins with Caleb getting up early each morning, determined to change. He embarks on the exercises within the book, navigating through day one's focus on kindness. At work, he intentionally engages with his colleagues, helps a fellow firefighter with a difficult task, and returns home with a hopeful smile. In another shot, he and Catherine are at the grocery store. He picks up her favorite flowers, surprising her when he hands them to her with a chuckle and a shy smile. Catherine's expression softens, but doubt flickers across her face as she wonders how long it will last. The montage continues. Caleb surprises Catherine with breakfast in bed, bringing joy and confusion. He cleans the house when she is out one day, amazed at the little things he never noticed before. Each act is tiny but significant, and with each one, the haunting emptiness between them gently shifts. Scene 5. The first real conflict, the kitchen again. 2 weeks have passed since the initiated changes, and the air is filled with cautious optimism. Catherine stands by the stove, stirring a pot of chili, when Caleb enters, his face alight with excitement. Hey, I got tickets for that concert you love, he says, pure joy in his eyes. Catherine's excitement falters as the reality of their past strikes her. Caleb, I don't know if I want to go. You've been doing nice things, but. Exactly. He interjects, a hint of frustration creeping into his tone. I'm trying here. Why don't you see that? Catherine spins around, her temper boiling. Because it feels like a show. A last-ditch effort to fix everything that broke. I'm tired of playing this game. Caleb clenches his jaw, pain swelling. I'm trying to show you I care. No, she yells, slamming the spoon down. You can't just flip a switch, Caleb. Our issues go deeper than nice dinners and flowers. In that charged moment, they stare at each other, the palpable tension escalating. It's the first time in ages that real emotions surface, and both are scared and exhausted. Scene 6. Caleb's turning point, the firehouse. Caleb stands with his team at the fire station that evening, still reeling from the fight. They've just returned from a call, and as they settle around, he vents his frustrations to his colleagues. I'm trying so hard to make things right, but it feels like nothing is working. Caleb says, his voice echoing disappointment and anger. It takes time, man, one of his friends replies, pouring drinks for everyone. Just keep at it. Women need to know you'll stick around even when the going gets tough. Caleb nods, still doubting, and as they share stories from their lives at home, he feels a mix of camaraderie and isolation. He realizes he is on a precipice, suspended between hope and despair. Scene 7. A night of reflection, Caleb's bedroom. Caleb is alone in his dimly lit room, the Love Dare book lying open beside him. He flips through the pages, contemplating the challenges ahead. He finds one of the dares that resonate deeply with him, love as a choice. With renewed determination, Caleb kneels by the side of the bed, praying for strength, clarity, and direction. Tears well in his eyes as he pours out his heart, his plea a mixture of desperation and yearning. Scene 8. Catherine's moment of clarity, a coffee shop. Catherine meets her mother at a cozy coffee shop, the ambiance comforting yet shadowed by her troubles. As she sips her coffee, she shares snippets of her struggles with Caleb, her voice shaky and filled with longing. I don't know if I can wait much longer, Catherine admits, tears pooling in her eyes. It's like I lost him somewhere along the way. Her mother listens attentively, then, with warmth and wisdom, advises. Here are some of the lessons from the movie, Fireproof. I love to call it a journey of redemption. Fireproof is a poignant tale of love, redemption, and the challenges of marriage that showcases the journey of Caleb Holt and his wife Catherine. Directed by the Kendrick brothers, the film serves as a reminder of the importance of communication, commitment, trust, and faith in relationships. This narrative delves deeper into some of the film's key lessons while exploring specific scenes. Lesson 1. The importance of communication. Scene: the dinner table. As the film opens, Caleb Holt, a firefighter, is fervently serving the community, but his home life is a different story. With the dinner table appearing more as a battleground than a sanctuary, the tension is palpable. In a particular scene, Caleb sits across from Catherine, their silence screaming louder than words. Long gone are the days of laughter and love, their dinners have devolved into a series of pointed remarks and icy glares. Caleb attempts to bridge the gap by asking about Catherine's day. However, his approach is defensive, and her reply is short, laced with sarcasm. As the camera zooms in on the growing chasm between them, it's clear that both are speaking but neither is listening. Reflection. This scene symbolizes the crisis many couples face, prioritizing their frustrations over their communication. The importance of genuinely listening and communicating needs to be reinforced. During difficult times, active communication can be the lifeline that keeps relationships afloat. Lesson 2. The value of commitment. Scene: the fire station. At the fire station, Caleb is surrounded by his fellow firefighters, who celebrate camaraderie and brotherhood. Each firefighter shares a moment detailing the love for their wives and the commitment they hold dear. One firefighter mentions how he wrote poems for his wife, regardless of what was happening at home. As Caleb listens, he faces a moment of reflection. The camaraderie and commitment that these men uphold towards their spouses starkly contrast his own failing marriage. The humorous banter makes Caleb realize that while he is committed to saving lives at work, he's failed to invest in the one relationship that matters most. Reflection. This scene emphasizes the lesson that commitment extends beyond mere vows. It's about daily actions, showing respect, and nurturing the bond through small acts of kindness. Caleb's observations here serve as a wake-up call for his character's arc. Lesson 3. Forgiveness and grace. Scene: the hospital. In a potentially life-threatening situation, Caleb's partner is injured and rushed to the hospital. Waiting with bated breath, Caleb reflects on the weight of unspoken words with his wife while sitting in the hospital's sterile waiting room. It's a moment filled with fear, urgency, and regret. Memories of love once shared flood over him, juxtaposing the dark reality of his crumbling marriage. When Catherine arrives, she's visibly distraught. The tension between them is thick, almost suffocating. In this charged moment, Caleb decides to reach for forgiveness, but it's met with skepticism. He pleads for another chance, indicating he understands that love transcends past grievances. Reflection. Forgiveness in a relationship is not just a feeling, it's an active choice. This scene highlights the grace that couples can extend to one another amid trials. Caleb's efforts here signify his willingness to change, but also Catherine's need to reflect on whether she's ready to embrace that change. Lesson 4. The power of faith. Scene: Caleb's father's house. Caleb's father plays a crucial role in transforming his perception of love and relationships. One significant scene occurs when Caleb visits his father and confesses his frustrations about his rocky marriage. His father, armed with wisdom and experience, introduces Caleb to the Love Dare, a 40-day challenge aimed at rekindling love through intentional acts of kindness and selflessness. In the comfort of his father's living room, the dialogue becomes infused with faith. Caleb's father emphasizes that trust and love arise from faith in God and one another. He suggests that real change must come from within and that each act of love is a testament to true commitment. Reflection. This moment illustrates how faith can serve as both a foundation and a guiding principle in love. The connection to something greater encourages Caleb to forgive and to actively seek to rebuild his relationship, transcending his initial selfish impulses. It isn't just a challenge, it becomes a spiritual journey. Lesson 5. Selflessness over selfishness. Scene: the Love Dare. As Caleb embarks on the 40-day Love Dare challenge, the film uses montage sequences to illustrate his journey. One poignant moment has Caleb painstakingly preparing breakfast for Catherine, which is met with skepticism and indifference. The first few days are marked by frustration, as he feels disheartened by her lack of response and appreciation. However, as time progresses, Catherine begins to notice the effort Caleb is putting forth. In a powerful scene, Caleb surprises her at work with a bouquet of flowers and a sincere note that expresses his love and commitment. The walls Catherine built around her heart start to crack as she begins to see glimmers of change. Reflection. This montage sequence is crucial as it encapsulates the transition from selfishness to selflessness. The love dare pushes Caleb to act without expecting immediate results, reinforcing the message that love often requires endurance. It underscores that love demands action and that transformation can take time. Lesson 6. The importance of accountability. Scene. The accountability group. Caleb's journey takes him to an accountability group with other men, each grappling with the complexities of love, relationships, and personal struggles. Here, vulnerability reigns as each member shares their stories of failures and victories. One man candidly shares how drastic changes in his life led to a renewed love with his spouse, highlighting the effect of accountability when faced with trials. Caleb begins to understand that admitting weaknesses and seeking support from others can break the cycle of isolation, an essential aspect of personal growth. Reflection. This scene emphasizes the value of community and accountability. No one should journey through challenges alone. Sharing experiences and holding each other accountable help foster growth and healing, proving that marriages can be mended when couples lean on their support systems. Lesson 7. Celebrating progress. Scene. The candlelit dinner. In the film's climax, Caleb and Catherine finally have a heartfelt conversation during a surprise candlelit dinner. At this moment, the audience witnesses a change in Catherine as she begins to respond genuinely to Caleb's renewed affection. The rich ambiance of the scene, with soft music and flickering lights, contrasts the darkness and despair visible at the beginning. Caleb, in a vulnerable moment, shares his commitment to love her unconditionally. Through emotional dialogue, both acknowledge the hardships they've faced while realizing their love still exists. Reflection. This pivotal dinner symbolizes the beauty in celebrating progress. Relationships are often laden with trials, but recognizing the victories, no matter how small, can reconnect partners. It serves as a metaphor for rebuilding. The diligent nurturing of love can create something beautiful even from ashes. Conclusion. Fireproof imparts lessons that resonate deeply, reminding us that love is both a feeling and a commitment. Caleb Holt's journey encapsulates the undeniable truth that change isn't instantaneous, it's a process laden with trials, self-reflection, and faith. By embracing communication, commitment, forgiveness, selflessness, accountability, and celebration of progress, the path to redemption unfolds. As each lesson highlights, relationships require intentional effort, especially in times of despair. The power of love, once reignited, can withstand even the hottest fires, a testament that no relationship is beyond repair if nurtured with patience and devotion. In the end, both Caleb and Catherine emerge with renewed love and deeper understanding, proving that love can truly be fireproof. Conclusion of the movie, Fireproof. As the early morning sun poured golden light across the town, the small community was beginning to stir. The air felt fresh with the promise of a new day, but for Caleb Holt, the burden of his marriage had weighed heavily for far too long. The tumultuous path of his relationship with Catherine was riddled with misunderstandings, resentment, and emotional distance. Yet, there was a flicker of hope as the lessons of love and commitment started to unravel around him, bringing to light the transformative journey that Caleb had embarked upon. The story culminated in a series of poignant moments that significantly altered the trajectory of Caleb and Catherine's lives, and symbolically, the lives of those around them. As the end credits approached, viewers were left with a vivid sense of catharsis, introspection, and the potent reminder that love is an intentional choice, one that requires sacrifice, dedication, and at times, the illumination of divine wisdom. After a turbulent beginning marked by miscommunication and emotional estrangement, Caleb finally grasped the essence of the love dare challenge initiated by his father. Each day presented a new lesson on love, patience, understanding, and forgiveness, yet it was not until the culmination of these lessons that Caleb truly began to embody the principles he had been learning. With each sacrifice, whether it was a simple act of kindness or the ultimate willingness to put Catherine's needs above his own, he felt the chains of resentment and selfishness loosening their grip on his heart. One of the most gripping moments of the conclusion was the stark contrast between Caleb and Catherine's evolving perceptions of love. Catherine found herself bewildered by Caleb's newfound gentleness. She had braced herself for more of the same, more indifference, more battles, yet, here was a husband who was genuinely trying to change. It sparked a glimmer of hope deep within her, despite the wariness born from past hurts. She started recalling the best moments of their early relationship, the affection, spontaneity, and shared dreams. While confronting their pain, Catherine embarked on her own emotional journey of realizing the bitterness she harbored. The more she witnessed Caleb's transformation, the more she reflected on her own shortcomings and injustices. She recognized that she, too, needed to open her heart, to ask for forgiveness for the hurts she had inflicted upon him, and to strive for reconciliation. The intertwining of their stories became the very embodiment of the movie's central theme: it is never too late to rebuild a burning bridge, provided there is an earnest willingness to change. The tension reached a pivotal moment during a harrowing scene when Caleb chose to confront his ultimate struggle, a moment that could have easily tipped back toward chaos. A confrontation with his father revealed the buried trauma and toxic patterns that had shaped Caleb's understanding of love. His father, once a mentor, had faltered in his own marriage years ago, leaving Caleb to navigate the complexities of love on his own. The confrontation brought tears and difficult conversations, as father and son grappled with their past. In that vulnerable exchange, Caleb recognized that healing required not just acknowledgement of his shortcomings, but a re-evaluation of their familial relationship. This pivotal realization brought him closer to understanding the foundations of his faith as well. At this juncture in the film, the air between Caleb and Catherine began to shift. The altercations that once seemed endless were gradually giving way to reflective conversations. Caleb, armed with newfound resolve, began to truly listen. With each conversation, he was careful not to dismiss Catherine's feelings; instead, he honored them, validating her experience. It was a heartwarming scene when Catherine brought up her hidden anxieties, the superficial expectations she had developed, and the devastation of emotional isolation. Through tears, they confronted the ghosts of their relationship, regretting lost time and committing to live differently. A particularly emotional scene in the conclusion is marked by Caleb's commitment to give Catherine a heartfelt gift, an inscribed book titled, The Love Dare. Filling its pages with his thoughts and learned wisdom, the book became a keepsake representing the profound transformation within him. It signified not just how far he had come but also how committed he was to pursuing a deeper understanding of love. The act was rich in symbolism. It was a declaration that he was willing to fight for their marriage, even when the odds seemed stacked against them. Catherine, moved by the depths of Caleb's transformation, finally had the courage to allow love back into her life. Watching her husband's growth forced her to confront the walls she had erected around her heart. Slowly, but surely, the strife began to ebb, making way for affection to flourish in their daily interactions. The reconciliation blossomed in a scene that felt transcendent. As they took a walk together, sharing a moment of laughter, it was a reminder of the love that once burned brightly between them. Yet, as healing settled in, shadows of doubt still loomed. Always close at hand was the pain of their past, the arguments, the lack of trust, and the fear of disappointment. It was here that the narrative shaped by the movie's faith-infused backbone came to light. Caleb's reliance on his relationship with God became the bedrock of his new perspective. He sought prayer as a tool for strength and understanding, approaching every challenge with a renewed spirit. It became clear in the conclusion that flawed human relationships could achieve redemption only with divine assistance fueling the journey of love. The climax escalated when Caleb, standing at the precipice of devastation, was forced to confront an unexpected test, the lure of temptation in the form of his old friend and colleague. Facing his old habits head-on, a pivotal choice arose: succumb to temptation or choose the unwavering path of loyalty and love. In a powerful resolution, Caleb chose to call upon God's guidance, demonstrating that true love often requires the most difficult of choices. This moment epitomized the film's message: the heart cannot long withstand the flames of selfishness and infidelity. By the time the final moments rolled around, the transformation that once felt impossible now felt tangible, and Caleb and Catherine stood at the threshold of a healing relationship. Those who had witnessed their tumultuous journey began to see hope blossom. Friends and family, previously skeptical, felt the shift. John, Caleb's father, sat in stunned silence witnessing his son's bravery and newfound commitment. He saw a reflection of what had once been lost in his own life, igniting a longing for reconciliation in his heart. The culmination of events converged when Caleb performed a grand gesture to solidify their renewed commitment. A meticulously organized renewal of vows became the ultimate testament to their journey together through the trials and tribulations of love. In the presence of friends, family, and the community, Caleb and Catherine stood before one another with hands clasped tight, eyes filled with tears of redemption. As they spoke the words they had long forgotten, it echoed sacred truths, that the essence of love requires unwavering devotion, sacrifice, and a willingness to evolve. In the closing moments, the community around them erupted with celebration. It was more than just a renewal of vows, it was a communal acknowledgement of love's power to create tangible healing and transformation. Friends rallied around Caleb and Catherine, offering their support. The audience was left with a resonating sense of joy as the screen faded to black, prompting reflections on the real essence of love, one that is not merely rooted in emotion but designed through deliberate commitment. As the credits rolled up, it became evident that Fireproof ended on a note which left viewers inspired and contemplative. Love can be a trial, a refining fire that tests the foundations of our hearts, but also an enduring force that brings reconciliation, healing, and ultimately, passion back to life. Through Caleb and Catherine's journey, the audience was reminded that love requires active participation, a continuous choice to engage and evolve, a promise to look beyond oneself for the betterment of another. Fireproof teaches us that every relationship has its challenges, and while love may not always feel like a captivating romance, when we commit to weathering the storms, faith and dedication can turn. Certainly. Here is a positive review of the movie, Fireproof, by the Kendrick brothers. I'll provide a detailed and expansive review that captures the essence of the movie, its themes, characters, and overall impact. Review of Fireproof by the Kendrick brothers. Fireproof, directed by the Kendrick brothers, is not just a film but a heartfelt journey that delves deep into the complexities of marriage and personal redemption. Released in 2008, this powerful drama masterfully intertwines elements of faith, love, and personal transformation, resulting in a cinematic experience that resonates with audiences of all ages. Through its engaging storytelling, relatable characters, and profound messages, Fireproof stands as a testament to the struggles and triumphs of life and love. At the center of the film is Caleb Holt, played convincingly by Kirk Cameron. Caleb is a firefighter, respected in his community, yet his personal life is engulfed in turmoil. His marriage to Catherine, played by Erin Bethia, is on the brink of collapse, mainly due to Caleb's negligence and inability to express his feelings and prioritize his relationship. The film opens with a stark contrast between Caleb's valor as a firefighter and the emotional struggles he faces at home, setting the stage for a compelling narrative centered around the challenges couples face. One of the film's strengths lies in its realistic portrayal of marriage. The Kendricks do not shy away from showing the raw, painful realities that some couples endure. Viewers witness the slow deterioration of Caleb and Catherine's relationship, a situation familiar to many. The film does not present a fairy tale version of love, instead, it offers an authentic representation of the difficulties many face in maintaining a committed partnership. Caleb's struggles with pride, anger, and resentment are depicted in a manner that invites viewers to reflect on their challenges. The turning point in the movie occurs when Caleb is encouraged by his father to embark on a 40-day challenge, known as the Love Dare. This moment serves as the catalyst for Caleb's transformation and the film's primary theme of redemption. The Love Dare becomes a poignant symbol of commitment, inspired by biblical principles of love as described in 1 Corinthians 13. As Caleb begins to practice selfless love and service, viewers witness a gradual but profound change in his character. This approach to personal growth and transformation is one of the film's most inspiring messages. Caleb's journey is not devoid of obstacles. As he strives to become a better husband, Catherine's skepticism and mistrust create tension and conflict, further emphasizing the idea that real change takes time and perseverance. The film skillfully navigates these complexities, offering a realistic depiction of how past hurts can hinder the healing process. This struggle is relatable. Many viewers may find themselves resonating with both Caleb and Catherine, understanding their motives and feelings as they navigate their troubled relationship. The performances in Fireproof deserve commendation. Kirk Cameron delivers a heartfelt portrayal of Caleb, embodying his character's growth with authenticity. Erin Bethia's performance as Catherine is equally compelling, she beautifully captures the emotional turmoil that comes from a crumbling marriage and the longing for genuine love and commitment. Their chemistry adds depth to the narrative, allowing viewers to empathize with their pain and root for their reconciliation. Furthermore, the film's supporting characters play pivotal roles in enriching the story. Caleb's colleagues at the fire station, particularly his best friend, are grounded figures who provide both humor and wisdom. Their camaraderie adds layers to Caleb's character, illustrating the importance of community and support in one's journey through hardship. Catherine's relationship with her mother also highlights the generational perspectives on love and marriage, indicating how upbringing can influence one's understanding of relationships. Visually, Fireproof is compelling, with scenes that evoke a range of emotions from joy to heartache. The cinematography captures the intensity of Caleb's job as a firefighter, expertly balancing action sequences with the more intimate, quieter moments of reflection and vulnerability. Each scene is carefully crafted to immerse the audience in the narrative, enhancing the overall experience. The film's soundtrack complements its tone seamlessly, featuring stirring music that heightens emotional moments. The powerful score encapsulates the film's essence, drawing viewers deeper into Caleb's evolution and struggles. Music often serves as a backdrop for significant scenes of revelation, love, and forgiveness, enhancing the emotional weight of the narrative. One of the central themes of Fireproof is the idea of love being an active choice rather than merely a fleeting emotion. This message is highlighted through Caleb's transformation. He learns that love is about sacrifice, patience, and resilience. The film encourages viewers to reflect on the importance of commitment, communication, and understanding in their own relationships. It conveys the profound truth that love is not merely a feeling but a series of decisions made every day, reflecting the essence of what it means to truly care for someone. The spiritual element of Fireproof is woven throughout the film, resonating especially with Christian audiences. Caleb's evolution is set against a backdrop of biblical principles, illustrating the transformative power of faith. His journey emphasizes the importance of prioritizing one's spiritual life as a foundation for personal and marital healing. The film eloquently portrays how faith can provide strength during challenging times and how turning to God can offer guidance in navigating relationship struggles. This aspect invites viewers to consider the spiritual dimensions of their lives and how it intersects with their relationships. Towards the climax of the film, Caleb's determination and growth culminate in a powerful, emotional confrontation with Catherine that redefines their relationship. This scene encapsulates the film's overarching message of redemption and the possibility of reconciliation, resonating deeply with viewers who have experienced similar struggles. The authenticity of this scene underscores the importance of vulnerability and honesty in relationships, encouraging couples to communicate openly about their feelings and fears. In the final scenes, the film offers a sense of hope and resolution. The characters' willingness to forgive, to understand, and to grow together reflects the film's core belief in the redeeming power of love. The ending doesn't wrap everything up in a neat package. Instead, it acknowledges the ongoing nature of relationships, recognizing that the journey of love requires continual effort and growth. This realistic portrayal of marriage as an evolving partnership is both refreshing and encouraging. Fireproof concludes with a strong message about the importance of prioritizing marriage and family. It encourages viewers to reflect on their own lives and relationships, provoking thoughts on how they can foster love and connection within their families. The film's uplifting message is timely and relevant, especially in a world where relationships often face significant challenges. Conclusion. In conclusion, Fireproof is more than just a movie, it is a poignant exploration of love, commitment, and personal transformation. The Kendricks have crafted a narrative that resonates deeply with audiences, reminding us of the significance of marriage and the power of unconditional love. With strong performances from Kirk Cameron and Aaron Bethia, coupled with a powerful script rooted in faith and resilience, Fireproof serves as an inspiring beacon for couples facing difficulties in their relationships. The film's ability to combine heartfelt drama with practical life lessons makes it a must-see for anyone who values the sanctity of marriage and the importance of personal growth. By embracing the challenges of love and prioritizing commitment, Fireproof leaves viewers with a lasting message: love is worth fighting for, and through faith and determination, we can overcome the fires that threaten to consume our relationships. In a world where relationships often seem disposable, Fireproof reminds us of the profound truth that love, when nurtured, has the power to endure, flourish, and ultimately redeem. It is a film that encourages viewers not just to watch but to reflect, act, and transform, making it an invaluable addition to anyone's list of inspiring films.